Hello, hope you're happy, healthy, and safe. Okay, today we are going to do another Pick Your Pile reading. Timestamps will be down below, so go down there to find your pile, 1, 2, or 3. We'll get right into the reading. Alright, clearing the energies from previous readings and calling in your guides and your angels for your highest and best good. Okay, what is the challenge affecting you today? We're gonna actually use what are these? The Island Time Wellness cards. I haven't used these in a while, but we'll use them today because I was called to. So we will find the challenge. What is your challenge? Please, Spirit. Okay, this guy. Oh, wedding rings. So your challenge is around some sort of union. Okay, wedding rings. Maybe you're expecting a wedding ring. Soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. Married, wedding, married. So your challenge is a wedding. Challenge is a wedding. Okay, or getting a wedding ring or something. Okay, let's dig a little deeper, get a few more. Okay, so you're questioning right now whether this is your twin flame, your significant, like the one you should be with. Okay, you're trying to create or get some sort of yin yang, some sort of balance. You're you're questioning right now whether you actually complement each other. Okay? You got the golden mirror. It says self-absorbed, narcissist, one-sided relationship, and love bombing. Okay, so I got a couple scenarios I'm picking up here, okay? I'll just move on to the next card. It's keys on a ring. Many options, decision, unconventional, string along, one night stand. Okay. Okay, so you are after some sort of union. Your goal, I feel almost like this is a newer, maybe not a newer relationship. Is this newer? Feels newer. It feels newer, but not really new. It feels like you've been dating for a while. And you're looking for commitment. You're looking for a union. You're looking for that happily ever after type of thing. However, there's an element here, either on your part or their part, of, do we actually complement each other? There's question there. There has been, with the golden mirror, one or both of you is thinking the other is maybe a little bit self-absorbed, a bit of a narcissist, maybe this situation is a little more one-sided than it really needs to be. Or it is possible one of you is kind of love bombing the other one, and maybe the feelings aren't really mutual, okay? Like maybe it is a one-sided. So there's a lot of love bombing going on. With the keys on the ring, it feels like one party has other options. So it does feel like, you know, that they're kind of stringing you along. Maybe they have one night stands. It's a bit of a more unconventional relationship here. Yeah, I don't know if maybe, yeah, there's just differences, right? There's too many differences here. Okay, let's get some advice here. The advice here is to walk in beauty. So there is with the wondrous universe, meaning with this situation, are you recognizing that maybe there are more possibilities, the wondrous universe, like there's other fish in the sea kind of thing I'm picking up with this card. So if maybe this is a situation where maybe someone has proposed to you, and you're questioning, like, maybe they cheated on you, or maybe they're showing red flags of narcissism, things like that, or maybe, you know, they're pulling away from you and you're trying to love bomb them and it's scaring them off. Understand that basically when that happens, like, you really have to be honest with yourself if you really compliment each other, or if you just don't want to be alone, or you just, you know, maybe they're, you know, maybe you want a commitment and they don't want a commitment. Like, you have to be honest with yourself of whether this is worth investing, because remember, it's a wondrous universe out there. There are many other options for you. So if this connection, don't hang on to this connection if it really isn't meant for you, because all you're doing is delaying. We try to hang on so strongly sometimes to certain connections that really, you know, they were there to bring a certain lesson, or something like that to us, and then that's it. That's what they were there for, and then, you know, and then we move on to a new lesson, and maybe that lesson, maybe they'll come back into our lives later when they've learned and grew a little bit, but until then, don't basically settle just because you're afraid maybe to be alone, or they give you some sort of social status with your friends, or they provide money, or, you know, maybe they're rich and you're not, and they provide some sort of stability for you, something, right? Like, and then you got Voyage of the Heart. Love flows through you and to you. So this is a reminder that don't seek outside yourself the love you have within. Find that love first. So if you are, because the love bombing standing out here, like, it feels like you're like love bombing them, or they're love bombing you. And either way it works, the love has to be found within yourself first before it can be shared equally between each other. So, like, you should be love bombing each other if you were really truly in love. It shouldn't be one-sided. It shouldn't be like one person gives all the love and the other person doesn't. And then in her hair, remember I said there's plenty of fish in the sea? Well, there's fish in her hair. Okay? So, and you know, if maybe this is a relationship where, you know, it's like, because it says unconventional, maybe it's like, oh yeah, we'll see other people, and you know, maybe you didn't agree to be exclusive, but you think they're your twin flame, but really they're not, because it's one-sided and they're just stringing you along. I mean, understand that love yourself. Right? Like string-alongs and things like that, they don't really love you if they're doing that. Right? So, love yourself first, okay? Love yourself first. Surrendering to the journey, you have the release control. Again, with the love bombing, I feel like when we love bomb and we're trying to, okay, well, maybe you're putting an ultimatum on them. Maybe you're saying, okay, well, we've been dating for 5 years, I want a ring. And they're like, you know, they're just kind of stringing you along. They don't really want to get married, but maybe they're comfortable in their relationship. Maybe you provide some sort of monetary, or maybe you cook for them, or maybe you provide something, right? You provide something, right? And you want to control it, you want to say, and now they're like pulling away type of thing. Release that control, because, you know, and find that love within yourself, and surrender to your own journey, and surrender to the possibility of other things. Like, don't hold yourself back, because you might find out after that they are a narcissist, or it was just a one-sided relationship, or something like that, and you should never, maybe there's someone better out there for you. You know, so why put all your energy into this person when maybe it shouldn't be put into this person? Okay. Okay, what do you need to... We'll get a surrender card, and then we'll get messages from the universe, and that'll be your reading. Okay. Surrender to divine timing. Yeah, so the wedding ring, I'm picking up strongly that somebody wants a wedding ring on their finger. Right? But somebody isn't on the same page. Don't force it, because like I said, you guys may not actually be meant for each other, you know, like, especially if it's one-sided. If a relation, you're just delusional if you think they're ever going to come around. All you're going to do is create more conflict if you're trying to control them, and you're trying to love bomb them, and you're just pushing them more and more away. Right? Because it's gonna either scare them off, or they're gonna get tired, or they're gonna get sick of it, because it's taking all their energy. Okay? If they're truly meant to you, for you, if you truly complement each other, And that maybe that's what you have to start with, is how do we complement each other? What do we have in common? What strengths do they have that I don't, that complement me? What strength do I have that they don't, that complement them? Like, how do we lift each other up? How do we grow? If you're always bunting heads and you're always fighting and you're always, maybe somebody wants something and somebody else is always the provider, they're imbalances within the relationship. And so when we try to control that, it doesn't serve us. Also, the divine has its own timeline. We can try and control things, but it never works. You just have to surrender to that timing of the divine, right? Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing, and that's what this is, ego, I feel, playing in here. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. Okay? So setting barriers is good. Okay? So, like, let's say you have been dating this person for ever. I don't know how long. I won't put a time limit on it. But let's say you've been dating them forever and you think, should put a ring on it, right? But that's not happening. There could be other factors at play. It might not be just that they're not into you. It might be something different. Maybe financially they want to be ready. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're sick and they want to get better, or maybe they want a better job. Those things. Maybe they want to be older. Maybe they want to experience more in their life before they make that decision. And you're like, no, I want it because we've been, don't force it. That's what Spirit is saying. Don't force it. Don't force it. And let it self play out, and you might find, they're cheating on you, or you might find, oh no, but they're my soulmate. No. Start with the list. Start with that. Find out how you complement each other, what you have, and if your list is a lot bigger than their list and it's very unbalanced, what do they provide for me? What do I provide for them? Start it with that. And if those lists are unbalanced in any way, it's time to start looking at, well, do you really want to marry them? Is there somebody more compatible? The problem why there's so much divorce is people, they get caught up in the love. They decide, oh, well, my friend got married and, we're in the same group. Well, I should be married by now. We've been dating for 10 years, right? But your journeys are all different. Your timelines are all different. Your situations are all different. So if your motive is only social status because of what you think other people are going to think, it's 9 times out of 10 it's going to end up in divorce, right? Because you're going to find out once you're married that you didn't want the same things, because then now you're going to have these conversations. So why not have them before? So when you make your list, go back and say, okay, so if you want kids and they don't, and maybe you want to get married, they don't really, but they marry you anyway because they think they love you, and then you're like, I want to have kids, and they're like, wait a second, we never talked about that. I don't want to have kids. And then bang, well then there's a big fail in the relationship. That's a and then and then you can get divorced, and so or they cheat on you and get knocked up. I mean, there's so many scenarios, right? So why not be clear right off the bat? Know what you expect of them and what they expect of you. If you're really compatible with each other, then yes. If you're both on the same page, you both truly love each other, you both make each other grow, you both complement each other, you both support each other, you're willing to support them if they get sick, you're willing to support them through the bad times, that's when we can think about these things like marriage. Okay, moving on to pile 2. Okay, clearing the energy from pile 1, and we're moving on to pile 2. Okay. We are going to use these cards this time, and we were going to find out what is challenging you, pile 2. What is challenging pile 2, please, Spirit? What is challenging pile 2? What is challenging you is karmic lessons. Okay, a decision possibly that you've made, and now you're getting maybe some karmic lessons, or you're thinking you're getting karmic lessons. Okay, let's dig a little deeper. Sensitivity and strength, and this came in reverse. It says tapping into the forces within. Okay, and what else? We have Goddess of Dreams, and that also came in the reverse. So we'll read that, and what's this one? We have Currents of Emotion, and this uncontrolled feelings. Okay. Ooh, okay, so let's see here. Okay, so there's karmic lessons that I feel that you think you are going through, okay? Feels heavy, okay? Because the weight is on top. Okay. Okay, so if you can see, there's a native fellow in here as one of your guides. Yeah, and he's holding his hand over his heart. So he's very giving, he's very loyal, he's very genuine. I feel that somebody, this feels like the challenge affecting you is this karmic lesson, okay, from your guides. However, I feel like you have 3 parties here. So I'm going to read this, and in this card there's 3. I'm going to read this as if it's you, your guide, and another person. Okay? We have an older female and a younger male. Okay? Their energies could be feminine energy and a masculine energy. Now, doesn't mean these two players are both males or both females. It just means that's the energy that they involve. Okay, I feel like someone got a download, okay? Because if you turn the feather from spirit, from the guide, okay? This person feels very intuitive, very receptive to guides, to angels, to goddess. I feel like she is in her goddess energy, okay, according to this. So but I feel like it's the masculine in this picture. So, and they really have they hold on to their power, okay? Nobody can take it away from them because they hear, okay? They hear those messages from the higher realms, okay? I feel like the situation, they got a download from a guide. It created heaviness, and then there was currents of emotion. So, and I feel this card belongs to you. I feel like there was some sort of emotional outburst, right? You communicated that affected your structures in some way. Okay, let's get some advice on how then you can move past this, okay? Whatever this situation, however this resonates for you, how can you move past this? Card down. Okay, how can you move past this? Keep going forward. You have the ascending the mountain, so keep moving forward. I feel like you need to keep moving forward in your life. You need to, it feels like there's blocks, like it feels like the blocks feels like you're on a voyage and the blocks are going to be in front of you, but you're gonna need some sort of strength to get through that, but you have to keep moving forward. There's a little element of you wanting to give up here, but Spirit saying don't give up, just keep, and then you got overcoming obstacles. So you see this as an obstacle for some reason, but no, you can overcome anything, right? But you have to listen first to your guides, okay? And I feel like that's, you need to listen to your guides for this karmic lesson, okay? Great adventure card, take a risk and venture forward, okay? So whatever's got you up in your feels right now because you think this is very heavy, you're overcome with obstacles, you got a big mountain to climb. Spirit, your God is saying this is a lesson that you needed to learn. You needed to learn whatever you're doing. whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to do, you can't stop whatever you're actually trying to do. You can't stop whatever it is. It's a karmic lesson for you. You're not going to learn the lesson if you keep trying to stop the lesson. He's just saying that. Okay? He's just saying that. It feels somehow almost like you were trying to block somebody's intuition. I feel like you're trying to do this by being deceptive somehow, like lying, like saying something wasn't true when it actually was true. And this is creating your own karma. Okay? This is creating your own karma. We have the power to shape our lives by our thoughts, our reactions, the way we deal. So if you're getting a karmic lesson, or you think you're getting a karmic lesson, which you kind of are, everybody's here to reflect something back to you, teach you, so that you can heal and grow. So if there's something that's being reflected back to you that I feel a message was given for you to stop doing whatever this bad habit is that you keep doing that's creating your own karma, because really it's your own karma. It's because you're sending out to the universe your energy. Like, if you think your life is bad and you have to send out to the universe, you know, to dissolve that bad, you already think your life is bad. So the universe is going to give you more bad. Do you see what I'm saying? Leave it there. Leave it there. Okay. Okay, so I will get a surrender card for you, and then we'll get a message from the universe. Okay. Okay. So surrender to the beauty of the natural world. Take a relaxing break and spend time in nature. Replenish yourself by feeling the beauty and ecstasy there. Okay, so there is an element that you need to disconnect from whatever it is you got going on, and you need to just be in nature and realize that connect with the universe. Really connect with the universe, okay? And by doing this, you'll be able to ground yourself and better control your emotions, is what I'm getting here, because it feels like you're not very grounded. Okay. And then you have the present assistance. And that's right under this gentleman, this younger gentleman, right? So I feel like this other person was trying to help you. I feel this and this person are the same person, even though one's a male and one's a female. I feel like for some reason it's the same person. Okay. And it's almost like they've come forward as a guide for you. but almost like a living guide. But you need to listen. Okay? Okay, let's get a message from the universe, and then we will leave it there. Move on to pile 2. Okay, so message from the universe. Grieve your losses. Yeah, so it feels, and you probably lost something throughout whatever this situation was. Go ahead, grieve your losses, and then move on. Okay? Move on and begin your journey, and, you know, stop trying to harm or, there's an element of, like, tit for tat. Like, they did this to me, so I'm gonna do that to them. There's an element of that there here. So be cautious of that. Be really, really cautious of that. Because that will only bring you more karmic lessons, okay? Alright, okay. Moving on to pile 2, please, Spirit. Pile 2. Actually, pile 3. Sorry, that's pile 3. 2 and 3. Moving on to pile 3. Alright, we'll use these ones, because I haven't used these in a while. What are these all? Okay, so what is your challenge, pile 3? What is your challenge for pile 3, please, spirits? Your challenge is finding bliss. The card is bliss is worth creating from 26. So there's an element here of you not being able to understand why you are creating. Are you creating from something, or are you creating for something? So you should be creating from the heart. Okay? If you're creating for an outcome or for a result, that's probably not going to give you the results that you desire. Okay, what else? Let's dig deeper. What else do you have to say? Okay. You have the You Are Magic card, so there needs to be an understanding here that everything comes from you. What you send out to the world is what reflects back to you. So if you're sending bad intention out to the world, that's what's going to come back to you. If you're sending negativity out, complaints out, all that stuff's just going to come back to you. Then you got the Rise card. There's something that you need to rise up from. Whether that is something that you did, I'm feeling it's something that you did. It says the edge of evolution feels messy. Yeah, I feel like you recently did something that you are not proud of, okay? And you need to rise above whatever this situation is. There's an element of, you know, if you have to apologize, maybe because you didn't understand at the time or whatever. There's an element there of you need to rise above and forgive yourself for, like, say if you, the edge of evolution feels messy. It feels like you don't want to admit something to yourself or maybe someone. And it feels like in order to rise above that, you need to apologize or whatever, right? And understand that you are the creator of your own environment. So if you created a situation by your reactions, that's you. You can't put the blame on the other person or anything like that, okay? Your advice here is lie back, rest, and relax. So there's something you need to relax about. Reaching your destination, your light shines brightly. It feels like there's something you're reaching for. But you also, behind it, you have the desert passage. Trust there's divine plan. It feels as though you're not trusting that you will reach your destination, right? You're not trusting that it is possible. For others of you, I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, you are magic. You can relax a little bit and watch the clouds go by. You are rising, even though maybe it doesn't feel like you are where you are in your current path. So what you see, you are transforming. Your light is shining brightly. You will get to where you're going. Right now, though, it does feel like you're going through a desert passage. You know, maybe there's not a whole lot coming in for you. So it feels, the edge of evolution feels messy. So maybe you're going through, you know, just some stuff that just doesn't feel quite balanced and quite structured, quite stable. And just the universe wants to remind you that the edge of evolution feels messy. It does. Sometimes we have to go through these desert passages in order to get to where we're going, to reach that end goal. And I feel like the end goal, you know, like there's a castle in the cloud, the butterfly, it's just floating there. I feel like that is your end goal. It's floating out there, just out of reach, okay? What do you need to surrender in order to reach your destination? Surrender to what is, yes. So I feel like for some of you, you just, well, actually for all of you, you need to surrender to what is. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. So whatever this desert passage is, whatever this messy situation is, Just understand that surrender to the higher picture, to the bigger plan. It is what it is. It's going to be what it will be. You can't control every little thing, right? Like, the more you try to control it, the farther the bubble floats out of your reach. Okay. Okay, and message from the universe. Let's use these guys. And then we'll leave that reading there. Refine your attention. So remember, what you're giving your attention to, that's what's gonna grow. So if you're giving your attention to the wrong things, that's what's gonna grow. If you're giving your attention to the right things, that's what's gonna grow. Okay? If you're giving your attention to the graph, that's what's gonna grow. If you're giving attention to the soil, that's what's gonna grow. More soil. Weeds. Things like that. Okay, you know, if you're giving your attention to negativity, that's what's going to grow. If you're giving your attention to positivity, that's what's going to grow. Okay? If you're giving your attention to your business, that's what's going to grow. If you're giving your attention to creativity, that's what's going to grow. See what I'm saying? Okay. All right. If you're giving attention to your problems, that's what's going to grow. Okay, so accept what is. Okay. Those are your messages. So much love and light.